Hello again, okay, here in this video. Real men don't hit women. That's right. A real man don't hit a woman, okay? So, I got some things I want to show you, and I'll be right back with you.
Has a right to raise his hand to a woman. No.
Is a man to hit a woman.
Oh, you gonna punch me in the face?
He kicked me out of the club.
Right, don't punch me in the face.
Get the
Punch me in the face. Oh! Face. Oh! Face. Oh! See what I'm saying?
Has a right to raise his hand to a woman. No condition. None.
From Moonstruck to Shakespeare in Love to Pirates of the Caribbean, women hitting men may be a Hollywood staple.
I met Joe Biden a long time ago because he was working on these issues. He wrote the Violence Against Women Act years before it passed.
Has a right to raise his hand to a woman. No condition.
Husband at bay with a gun and then shooting him twice. Today, the Beaver Creek woman was in court to face multiple charges, including attempted murder. News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright takes us to the Greene County Courthouse.
Leah Siebert posted bond and is out of jail, and she was here in this courtroom for her arraignment.
Leah J. Siebert.
38-year-old Leah Siebert is charged with attempted murder, felonious assault, kidnapping, and abduction.
Counsel, you find see the copy of the indictment? We have, Your Honor.
Police say Siebert shot her husband, 40-year-old Charles Siebert, September 14th.
We acknowledge receipt of the indictment, waive its reading, waive any defects in service, including the 24-hour rule, and are not guilty plea at this time.
This is video from the scene. Police say Siebert held her husband inside their apartment on East Patterson Road and then fired a gun 4 times. Investigators tell us 2 of the bullets hit Charles Siebert. 1 bullet hit his ear, the other hit his arm. He went to the hospital, but is now out and recovering.
Police say you shot your husband. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Leah Siebert has kept quiet since her arrest. In court, her attorney and the judge did all the talking.
Stay in contact with Mr. Callaway, become for all hearings and takes the final plea trial.
Court records show Leah Siebert filed for divorce from Charles a year ago. Records also indicate the couple had appeared in court on a prior domestic violence incident. Charles Siebert was at the courthouse but did not want to talk about the case. The judge continued his wife's bond, which means she will remain out of jail. Siebert's next court date is in January. Reporting from the Greene County Courthouse, Gabrielle Enright, News Center 7.
And that's right. And we're still, regardless of what you just saw, remember guys, you're a man, and a real man don't hit a woman, regardless of what, right? So let's watch.
Jan says the only chance men have of proving that they are victims is by not reacting to the abuse at all.
A lot of men will defend themselves, and I tell them, as sad as this is, guys, roll up and curl in a ball and take whatever she's given, because if you defend yourself, you're going to jail.
Now outside the Beaver Creek Police Department, where the suspect in this case, Lee Siebert, is inside the police department right now. We are actually expecting police any moment now to be transferring her outside the building and into this police cruiser that we see right here. She's accused of allegedly shooting her husband, 40-year-old Charles Siebert, Jr.
Has a right to raise his hand to a woman. No condition. None.
Remember now, what they taught you in school, boys do not hit girls. Remember what Mr. Joe Biden told you. Under no circumstance whatsoever, do not, there's no fucking exceptions to it, do not ever lay your hand on a woman.
Oh, you gonna punch me in the face?
He kicked me out of the club.
Right, don't punch me in the face.
Get the
Punch me in the face. Oh! Face. Oh! Face. Oh! See what I'm saying?
Before, and you can't be setting up. You're cowards. You truly are cowards. You prey on women. They give you their love. They give you their trust.
Again, psychology professor Carrie Keating.
It is a big problem in this country. Men create more damage, but women hit more than men do.
Every year, there are more than 800,000 serious cases of women abusing men.
That's right, guys. So if we can't hit women, you got to remember that, because Joe Biden said so, because our school system taught you so, because you've been programmed to not stand up for yourselves, okay, and because real true feminist women, well, this is what they'd like to see for us, okay? So remember, at all costs, never hit a woman, and this is what we can look forward to. That's right, never hit a woman. Hey, it looks like the women are finally getting their wants. Yep, because you can't fight back, guys. You can't never hit a woman. So see, they get their wants. Look what they're doing to us. See, just because we can't fight back.
Has a right to raise his hand to a woman. No condition. None.
I like girls. They said, I don't like you. I just like you as a friend. Maybe they just think I'm not cute enough.
Before, and you can't be said enough. You're cowards. You truly are cowards. You prey on women. They give you their love. They give you their trust, and you betray them. You betray it by physically and or mentally abusing these women.
Hey, enough of that. Yeah, enough of that. No. You don't hit a woman, okay? That's right. You don't hit a woman. See, guys? Now, let's get to the real truth of the matter is. The real truth of the matter is nobody belongs hitting nobody. Okay, the real truth of the matter is this is called social conditioning. This is what they have done to you. They've divided the sexes. Why do you think they taught in school systems that boys don't hit girls? Because it was sexual discrimination against the male. That's why. They don't care. And that's exactly what that was. That was sexual discrimination against the male from the time they were a child by the females. Okay? And that's what the system wanted. Because that keeps us divided. And as you just got through seeing all the examples of why you don't hit a woman. Okay? Wow. So them are some really good examples of why you don't hit a woman. Well, let me tell you something. That's wrong. Nobody belongs hitting nobody, but you know what? If the woman wants to think that because of her gender and believe the social conditioning that she's fallen into and the propaganda she's fallen into, and she lays her hands on you, then guys, grow up, grow your balls back, and become real men and stand up for yourself against the women, and you will put a stop to them, okay? Because nobody belongs hitting nobody. And now let's look at another double standard, okay? In society, what have we had? We've had the situation to where when a man and woman, whether it's girlfriend, boyfriend, or husband, wife, when they broke up, okay, one or the other, and this is really commonly known for the men, okay, because the media runs it about the men. But even though we know women do it too, the media don't show you that side, okay? And that's stalking somebody, okay? That's right, and we've seen it happen for both genders, and that's because people don't know what they're doing and people are treating each other like dirt. But let's show you how this double standard works, because we already know what's going on here. See, the woman gets the protection order against the man because the man is stalking her and following her around, she says. And there is cases where men have done this. Yes, sir, no doubt about it, okay? But do you hear of women stalking men in the media? No, you don't, okay? And what's the one thing the women always tell you upon breaking up? You know, if they're dumping you or they're leaving you or what have you, just when they're through using you now. What do they tell you? To get over it, to move on. To grow up, to move on, okay? So while I'm speaking to that subject to move on, okay, there's a little sea story about a gal named Brenda Snyder. Yeah, a gal named Brenda Snyder, who once upon a time wrote me an email up on YouTube under my original account, okay? And I wrote her back, and we just got talking, okay? This went on for, I don't know, maybe a year or so, but anyhow. And Brenda came down here, and the entire time Brenda supported the TFL movement. She understood it, she said. She understood exactly what we were talking about, so she says, right? And she would never interfere with what I'm doing, because I told her straight up that I'm not stopping what I'm doing, okay? Because a relationship isn't about telling somebody what to do or changing somebody, okay? It's about accepting each other for who each other is. So, needless to say, I paid for her way, and she come down here, okay? And she was here, and didn't take her long to decide that I needed to stop making videos because of what's going on with the government, and we needed to get out, so I had to just completely stop making videos. Well, as you can see, here it is, what, a year later, and the government hasn't got me yet, okay? But that's not the point. The point is she knew what I was doing from day one before she got here. She says she understood it. She right openly told people, yes, she understands TFL, TFL is real, blah, blah, blah. Okay? But now she's doing what? And she would never, ever expect me to stop doing what I'm doing, okay? This is what she told me. And so when she come down here, what did she do? She set out to stop me from doing what I was doing. So she lied, okay? And not only did she lie about that, but, well, what can I say? Brenda, don't show the example of what they tell you, okay? Because your guys, men, are told to move on as the woman dumps them. You are to get over it and you are to move on, okay? But for some reason, women think that's a double standard, that only applies to men. And Brenda's an example of this, okay? I don't go to her page, I don't bother her, I don't leave comments for her, I don't, nothing. I mean, she's gone, she's out of my life, I don't, you know. And the advice that's given to men all the time is to move on and get over it. So Brenda, move on and get over it. Here it is, a year later, and Brenda's still stalking me, okay? And this is the same gal now, let me remind you, this is the same gal who understood TFL, knew it was a problem in society, seen it herself, all this shit come out of her mouth, okay? And it needs to be spoken up against, okay? It needs to be stopped. Well, yes, it does. But now that she didn't get her want, okay, that's right, she didn't get her want, because it's not about your want or my want, it's about each other. It's not about controlling the other, it's about accepting each other for who they are. But she wasn't down here for that reason. She was down here to what? To be demanding. I mean, there's situations that happen in the house and I just zip my mouth. Why? Because it would have been drama, and she knew it. She was looking to create drama. She's mad because I didn't go into the drama with her. She's mad because she didn't get a chance to have her damn drama. So she creates drama online now. She follows me around for the last year. Brenda's the reason that Vocal Brush did what Vocal Brush did, because Vocal Brush has never met me nor talked to me in my entire life. Vocal Brush was not in my shoes standing here in my house to see what was going on. Okay? Now, Brenda, on the other hand, is Vocal Brush's best friend. So Brenda tells Vocal Brush whatever Brenda wants, of course, and you know it's not going to be truth because Brenda's not about to say her side of the story. No. And if she did, she would twist it and manipulate it to her favor, okay? Because that's exactly what Brenda's demonstrating that she's doing, okay? And the real kick in the ass is, you know, if I had had a recorder with me when Brenda was here and been recording her without her knowing it, I could have had her right on tape or audio, you know, or video if I had a hidden camera. And I could have showed you how Brenda treats her friends behind their backs. Because I could have showed you, word for word, out of her very own mouth, what she said about somebody who she brags she's a friend to and close to, okay, by the name of Mark Taylor, okay? And that's all I'm going to say about it. But the stuff that she said out of her mouth about him, I'm sure if he would have heard her say this stuff himself, he would not respect her at all, okay? But she's going to deny that because she made sure and said it to me, but she ain't going to say it to his face. He'll say it behind his back. It's a lot like me. It's everything's behind my back. But the real thing here is the double standard, okay? I'm not stalking her. I don't bother her. A year later, she can't let go. She can't move on. So she's 60, 61 years old and hasn't learned how to let go or move on, has she? Because I got something to show you here, and this is recent. Because she's been stalking me for the last year, so I thought I'd let everybody know that this is what's going on this end of the site, and you can check out what I'm about to show you here, okay? And I'll leave the link to where I got it underneath the video in the more, so you can go to their page and actually check it out and read the comments about what Brenda's now saying about True Force Loneliness. And Brenda, grow the fuck up. Leave me alone. And move on with your life and be an adult as you tell other people to do. And think about it. And guys, stand up for yourself. Because if you're not going to stand up for yourselves, then I don't know why you're calling yourself a man. Because you're a fucking wimp. Think about it. Till the next video, you'll have a good one.